Hey, it's Sunday and it's time for my mental health vlog. I was actually thinking this morning as my boyfriend and I were leaving the gym again that I'm really, really proud of us. With the exception of when we were in Florida and when I was in New York for work, we've been going to the gym about 3 times a week. And those 2 weeks where when I was out of town, I think we got in twice in 1 week. And we're pushing ourselves really hard while we're there. We're doing like 30 to 45 minutes of cardio, and then we're doing the weight training. So we're arm day or arm and back, and then legs or whatever, and abs. That ab machine is no joke. Like after the first time I used it, I felt like I'd been punched in the gut. But so we talked today a little bit about how we've been feeling since we've increased our physical health. And one thing I noticed right away is I'm having substantially less back problems. Um, I've had back issues and back pain, I don't know, since I was like 15, 16. And of course, it's gotten worse as I've gotten older, but substantial improvement in the back pain, which is awesome. I feel like I'm sleeping better. I'm definitely getting up in the morning better. So I think that coupled with the testosterone and the CPAP settings, I'm finally starting to get a good solid rest. Um, so I'm proud, and I say that because I've joined gyms before, and honestly, I was more excited about getting to the locker room than I was to the exercise. Um, and that's not an issue this time. But I worked so hard on me for the past several years. On the inside, I'm really excited that I'm committed and making a habit now, because it's been more than 3 weeks. I'm making a habit of taking care of my physical health as well. I have a long way to go. I'm fully aware. I'm not seeing results on the scale. That's okay. I feel better, and that's where it starts. As the muscle builds and the swelling goes down, the muscle will help burn the fat, all that kind of great stuff. So the scale will happen. I'm not worried about the scale, but just definitely proud of our commitment to our health, our physical health. It's been a highlight in my cap this week. Another highlight is I continue to work on my new business, and I will tell you what started out as me just wanting to do adult novelty patches has really blown into something that I'm building a brand. I'm flat out building a brand now. I've got my designs on bags and towels and hand towels and t-shirts, and I'm bumper stickers, and I'm looking at other possible items to put my designs on it. And I really do like I don't think I've ever had so much fun working, so much fun trying to make a little money. And I was thinking about it with my boyfriend. I'm like, they say do what you love and the money will follow. And if this takes off, which I really feel like it has the potential to, if this takes off, this could be what I do. And I would love that, because I'm getting tons of interaction, I'm getting tons of feedback, I'm getting tons of communication from customers around the world with questions, and I'm still figuring out how a lot of the international shipping stuff goes, because I don't do that in my other shop. But man, I'm just having the best time exploring this artistic side of me, and also it's a very healthy outlet for my sexuality. Now, I will tell you, when promoting my stuff through specific groups on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, I do have to keep myself in check. I have to make sure I'm not joining groups that are, sex focused, because I don't want to go down that road. That's not for me. That's not something I want to get out of this. So I do have to keep that in check. But overall, I am just having the best time. And I'm doing designs much faster than I can possibly stitch them on the embroidery machine. And this new business may not need patches, honestly, but it's a brand that I'm loving, and I'm having so much fun with it. So I hope that it continues, and I really hope that it does take off, because God, I'm having a blast. Let's see. Talked with my ex a little bit about the divorce. He had some concerns about some of the paperwork, and I helped point some things out. I think he was misreading one of the areas. And then he said that there was something that he was required to do. We'd both be required to do. He's like, well, I'm not doing that. I'm like, well, it's not really an option. So he's going to go through. He says he's still on track to be done reviewing it by the end of March. I'm trying really hard not to push. I gave him that timeline. You know, that's his window. So I'm just making sure he's staying on track. And so far, so good. So I have therapy and my psychiatrist this week, both on the same day, which is always fun. It's fun when it lines up like that. I had some issues with my psychiatrist getting me my ADHD meds this past week, and when she finally got them to the pharmacist's like, well, we're out of stock. We'll be out of stock for a week. And I'm like, no, I'm like totally out. So like Thursday and Friday at work, actually Wednesday, Thursday and Friday at work were a struggle, to say the least. But I did finally get my Focalin, and that's already a world of difference. I find that it affects my mood as much as it affects my ability to focus. So I'm glad that I've got that balance back out. Let's see. Wednesday we had a what did I do Wednesday night? Did I have a release at work? No. That's next week. Wait, what's today's date? I did have a release at work on Wednesday. Lord. There were some issues with the release, so we ended up like not getting done till really late at night. But I mean, it's all good. We've got it all cleaned up, and I'm happy. I did talk to my boss about I didn't want to miss 2 of my meetings back to back Wednesdays for work. So she and another coworker of mine are going to handle the other release that we have on this coming Wednesday. So I'm not missing 2 of my meetings back to back. And it's important for me to go to those as often as I can. So Wednesday was the release. On Thursday night, we went to go see the Broadway musical Moulin Rouge, because it's on tour. I was very, very excited about it, but I was also very hesitant about it. I'll tell you why in a minute. The show was good. I enjoyed myself. I had a good time. The audience was atrocious. Houston, I am ashamed of you, because the way that a lot of y'all acted in the theater on Wednesday night was atrocious. It is not some drunk white girl sorority sing-along at the Cineplex. It is not something that you're screaming on the TV while you're getting drunk at the bar. You don't need to scream your opinions at the actors. I have never been in a less respectful audience in the theater, and that includes going to see Frozen and having all the parents bring their kids with little blinky flashy wand things. So do better, Houston. I expect better of you. Yeah. My son is here. My ex asked me to hold him a little bit extra on this afternoon and make sure he got dinner, so that's totally fine. Normally we take him home around 5 on Sundays if we're keeping him until Sunday. I got a little irritated when my ex was like, when I told him at first, I'm like, well, I can, but I don't want to do it every Sunday because I have stuff I like to do Sunday nights. Well, what do you like to do? I have stuff I like to do on Sunday nights. Well, right, but what is it? And he kept pushing, and then he was like, why are you being so secretive? And it was kind of offensive, and I'm like, I'm not being secretive, I just don't think it's any of your damn business. But so I ended up, telling him, a little bit about what I didn't go into great detail, but I'm like, it's stuff that I have planned on Sunday evenings, and I want to take care of them, and it's easier for me to take care of them when after I've brought my son home. So I don't know. My ex was like, or my boyfriend's like, you kind of got bullied by him, and I'm like, yeah, I really did. So, and it was the thing I hate is it didn't feel out of place to be questioned or bullied or like forced to give an answer with him. It just seemed very, very normal, and that says something. It's amazing the things that I'm aware of now that I wasn't aware of for like 18 years, or just didn't see, or just thought was normal. So luckily that I don't have to let myself react to him the way I always have. So I just have to be more cognizant of that. I won't go into great detail about sex life, but I will say that my sex life has definitely gotten better. Scheduled intimacy, impromptu intimacy, explorative stuff. I mean, we've just gotten a lot better and on more on the same page with our sex life. So that's been great. It's like a lot of these things in my life are finally starting to align, which is good, because I feel for way too much of my adult life I have not been lined up very well. So I'm glad to see things are finally starting to line up. The only kind of other mental health thought that I had this week is this morning when we left the gym, I told my boyfriend, I'm like, I wasn't able to give 100% today. I did what I could, but I didn't feel like I could do more like I normally do. I didn't do what I normally do at the gym. And he put it into perspective. He's like, going to the gym and putting 50% of your normal work in is still better than not going to the gym at all. Made a lot of sense. Really simple, but it made a lot of sense. So the only other thing I will share with you guys is a couple weeks ago, a friend of mine discovered kintsugi. And if you've been on my journey with me since the beginning of my relationship with my boyfriend, kintsugi is a cornerstone of our relationship. And what that means is, where's my little bowl? Here it is. Kintsugi is a Japanese art of mending broken pottery, and they repair it with gold. They mix gold in with the repair putty or whatever, and it makes the dish. It makes the item not only more valuable but stronger too. So the fact that even though we can appear to be broken, when mended, we can be stronger than what we are. And this is an example of like kintsugi bowl. My boyfriend actually gave this to us on my 1 year sobriety anniversary, actually. So that was over 2 years ago. But this is a cornerstone. So if you feel broken, which for a lot of us is a very common feeling, just remember that once you're repaired, which when you put in the work, you are repairing yourself, and you're making yourself stronger, and you're making yourself more valuable. So we are all kintsugi. So I was happy when he brought that up, and it reminded me so much, because I had forgotten how much I love the concept of kintsugi. All right, guys, check on your friends, make sure they're doing okay. Sorry, that was me. Check on your loved ones, make sure they're doing okay. And above all, like I always say, check on yourself. How are you doing? Do you need some more you time? Do you need some more self-care? Do you need a nap? Take it. Make time for yourself. What do they say? If you don't make time for your wellness, you'll be forced to take time for your illness. And wow, that goes so much above just physical health, doesn't it? All right, guys, I love you all, and I am excited to see where my life is going to go from here, and I'm excited for y'all to go along with me. So I will speak with y'all next week, which will be March, my birthday month. Send presents. All right, bye everybody. Love you.